Inside Mat Armstrong's garage sit supercars worth millions of dollars. Once wrecked, now fully rebuilt into flawless masterpieces that command attention and top dollar value. From timeless classics to modern supercars, each car tells a story of destruction, rebirth, and a value that skyrocketed well beyond its original price. And at the very end of this garage tour, there's one supercar so rare and extreme, it stands as the ultimate crown jewel of Mat Armstrong's multi-million-dollar collection. Let's get into it. Let's kick off things with a supercar that screams luxury, and for Mat Armstrong, this is one of his most shocking rescues. This specific Rolls-Royce Wraith is a Mansory customized masterpiece, and get this, it was previously owned by Manchester United star Marcus Rashford. Usually, when such a car suffers catastrophic damage, it is generally written off by insurance, but Matt saw the potential in the wreck. He picked it up for around £184,000, and that was only the start. By the time he had finished the rebuild using the ultra-rare Mansory parts, the cost had ballooned to roughly £324,000. Under the hood, the Wraith hides a 6.6-liter twin-turbo V12 engine, delivering 624 horsepower and 605 pound-feet of torque. For a car that weighs well over 5,000 pounds, it can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.4 seconds. After proving he could resurrect a wrecked Rolls-Royce, Matt set his sights on something even bolder, reviving a car that hadn't roared in years. Rebuilding the Rolls-Royce was about bringing something shattered back to life, but for the Lamborghini Murciélago, it was about reviving a car that had been silenced. It was basically a non-runner, a V12 engine that hadn't been fired up in 7 years. The Murciélago, introduced in 2001, was Lamborghini's flagship of the early 2000s, the true successor to the Diablo. Under its hood was a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V12, producing 572 horsepower and going to 60 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds, 8 seconds, maxing out at around 205 miles per hour. When Matt found this supercar, it had electrical issues and mechanical neglect from years of being untouched. Piece by piece, Matt removed the parts that had kept this car grounded. He sourced rare components, rewired failed systems, and replaced that iconic V12 engine. For Matt, this was proof that no car is ever too far gone. Matt purchased this non-runner for around £100,000 or less, reportedly. Sounds too good to be true, right? True. Bringing a Murciélago back from the dead is far from cheap. Parts for a V12 Lamborghini are rare and brutally expensive. A clutch replacement alone can set you back £5,000 to $8,000. Even simple panels or trim can run into the thousands. As it stands, Matt is sitting on a rebuilt legend that could be worth close to £250,000 in today's market. Coming up at number 8 is another wreck transformed into a roaring legend. Now here's a car that's less about raw power and more about style and presence. And this is the car he has owned for the longest. When Matt acquired it, the Gran Turismo had suffered significant front-end damage. For this one, Matt fused Italian performance with Japanese rebuild precision. Over weeks of meticulous work, he restored the chassis, replaced damaged panels, and went a step further, outfitting it with a full Liberty Walk wide-body kit, slam suspension, and a straight-piped exhaust that delivered that V8 roar perfectly. Under the hood, the Gran Turismo hides a 4.2-liter V8 producing 405 horsepower, good for a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in 4.7 seconds. But what makes this rebuild special isn't the stats, it's the transformation. A car once deemed destroyed now commands attention with aggressive fenders, a low stance, and a sound that turns heads blocks away. Initially, Matt purchased the Gran Turismo at £9,000. However, with the unique modifications and the Liberty Walk body kit, its value shot up to around £45,000. Coming up at number 7 is yet another rebuild that had been written off and forgotten. In late 2024, Mat Armstrong acquired a severely damaged 2024 Aston Martin DB12 with only 29 miles on the odometer. The vehicle had been involved in a crash during pre-delivery inspection, leading to its being written off by Aston Martin. But instead of scrapping it, the car was auctioned, and Matt got it at a significantly low price. This was a car that was flooded, forgotten, and written off until Mat Armstrong came into the picture. Matt peeled back the layers of water damage, rewired the systems, and replaced every soaked panel with precision. And the kicker? He pulled it off in just 24 hours. Well, that was the plan, but due to complications like missing parts and technical issues, he was not able to pull it off. For instance, certain parts such as the bonnet, headlamps, steering wheel, and airbags were not available since they had been custom made for the original buyer. Coming up at number 6 is an even more extreme resurrection, Mat Armstrong style. Now, this is the very definition of precision, speed, and heritage. But it wasn't always that way. This was a wrecked 911, left damaged and overlooked, a car many would not look twice at. Mat acquired this gem for £130,000. It had been involved in a river crash. The car arrived with a damaged subframe, broken suspension, and a mangled front end. Mat sourced OEM and aftermarket parts, repaired the chassis, and restored the drivetrain to excellent condition. The restoration involved extensive work on the engine, electrical systems, and body panels. Cosmetic restoration included a fresh paint finish, replaced headlights, and over-the-top interior work. Under the hood is a naturally aspirated 4.0-liter flat-six engine, delivering 502 horsepower and able to go from 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds. This wasn't just another rebuild, it was a reincarnation. After resurrecting a track-ready 911 GT3, Mat shifts gears to a budget wreck born for the streets. Mat Armstrong's Lamborghini Gallardo is a 2009 LP 564, a model renowned for its 5.2-liter V10 engine producing approximately 552 horsepower and 540 pound-feet of torque. It can go from 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds and reach top speed exceeding 200 miles per hour. Mat's Gallardo had been severely damaged in a crash, and so the restoration project began. First, there was chassis repair to repair front-end damage and restore structural integrity. He then embarked on rebuilding the V10 engine to ensure optimal performance. Mat even installed a twin-turbo system, which boosted output to over 1,000 horsepower, and of course, aesthetic modifications. Famously nicknamed the Godzilla, Armstrong's GTR didn't start its journey on the road. This one had been seriously damaged, but the GTR is a supercar in all respects. Its 3.8-liter twin-turbo V6 produces 565 horsepower and 467 pound-feet of torque, sending it from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. That's why Mat saw its potential immediately. The restoration took approximately 7 weeks. In its wrecked state, the car had a bent subframe, damaged drivetrain components, and compromised suspension geometry, making the rebuild a high-stakes challenge. Mat and his team meticulously stripped the car down to the chassis, replaced and reinforced damaged components, tuned the twin turbos, and restored the drivetrain to full health. Cosmetic restoration included a flawless repaint, new body panels, and upgraded aero elements. The restoration is estimated at around 28,000 to 32,000 pounds. This isn't just any AMG, it's a track-focused monster with a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8, producing 510 horsepower, capable of hitting 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds. What made this rebuild noteworthy is the complexity of the Black Series. Every component, from suspension to drivetrain, is fine-tuned for performance. Any damage to the subframe or engine components affects the car's precision and handling. That's why Mat's team spent 6 weeks rebuilding the chassis, replacing damaged panels, tuning the engine, and restoring every AMG detail to factory perfection. And the costs were significant. The wrecked C63 was purchased for around 15,000 to 18,000 pounds, with parts and labor for the complete rebuild totaling an estimated 25,000 to 30,000 pounds, making the total investment roughly 40,000 to 45,000 pounds. Now let's get on to a classic icon of European luxury and precision. This beauty sits in his horse stable turned garage, together with his Lamborghini Gallardo and Lamborghini Aventador. As he hilariously said in one of his videos, it was a stable for horses, but now it's a stable for horsepower. He acquired the McLaren 720S damaged in a scrapyard in Amsterdam. Now, for those who don't know, this isn't just another flashy exotic. The 720S is a twin turbocharged 4-liter V8 beast, delivering 710 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. torque. With these kinds of numbers, it can bolt from 0 to 60 in just 2.7 seconds. And get this, a brand new McLaren 720S costs upwards of $300,000, and even used models today command insane money. With its monocage 2 carbon fiber chassis, active aerodynamics, and that unmistakable dihedral door design, it is definitely an engineering marvel. And now, after a garage full of resurrected legends, we arrive at the ultimate resurrection, a wreck reborn into a 7-figure masterpiece. And last on our list is a car so rare and extreme, yet came to Matt's possession utterly damaged. The SVJ Roadster is the pinnacle of Lamborghini engineering, a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 producing 759 horsepower, capable of sprinting from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds with a top speed of 217 miles per hour. Every panel, every aerodynamic vent, every carbon fiber component screams speed and precision, but when Matt acquired it, the car was a wrecked, written-off disaster. We are talking about frame damage, shattered suspension, mangled bodywork, and a cracked engine block. Rebuilding the SVJ was no ordinary project. Over 12 grueling weeks, Matt and his team sourced rare OEM and bespoke parts, repaired the chassis, restored the engine, and ensured the carbon fiber bodywork matched Lamborghini's factory perfection. Every detail had to be flawless, because even a minor mistake at this level could destroy the performance and devalue it. Talking about the cost, the wreck was acquired for around £450,000. The rebuild and parts added well over £600,000, making the final investment easily surpass £1 million. Matt's car collection is a testimony that no car, no matter how wrecked, is beyond redemption in the hands of a true master. So which one would you love to get your hands on, even for a day? Let us know in the comments.